Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Amisha.
Hi, this is Gayatri, and welcome to another episode of Here Goes Everything with Us. So, for today, we are going to discuss about how social media has impacted our lives, how it affects us mentally, everything that we love about it, everything that we wish we could change about it. So, let's get into it.
That's a nice way to say that everything that we hate about it. Ki
Yeah,
Jaga, you said that everything we wish we could change about it.
yeah. I think social media is a great tool, all right? I mean, it has changed lives. It is still changing lives and it will continue to change lives for the better, of course,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, right? People have found careers that suit them. People have found ways to connect with so many people. They have found ways to grow their audience, their community, create a difference,
Hmm.
bring them to a level where you could not have imagined earlier,
Yeah.
right? And I think for me personally as well, I feel like when sometimes you put out something just like this podcast, for example, right? It makes you feel empowered and it makes you feel like you can make a change out there, right?
Yeah.
Because earlier when we were younger we used to see the celebrities on these world stages and it felt like
Hmm.
that maybe uh, reaching to that level it's really far off, but with social
Yeah.
media the way you can use your voice it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like you can use it to your benefit in a way where you can reach that level.
Yeah. It is sort of a platform where creative people or anybody who wants to talk about something or just showcase their talent or their skills, they can just come on social media and do that. I feel that ever since social media has become such a big thing, many people have been able to find their calling.
Hmm. Yeah, I think, and it also comes with a lot of negative connotation and trolling and
Yeah.
negativity. It reminds me of this show on MTV, MTV
Hmm.
Trolls. Do you know?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I
Yeah.
remember I saw this episode where Tapsi Pannu came, Anusha Dandekar came, and
Yeah.
they were face to face with their trolls and the comments that they put out, and like it was
Yeah.
such a those used to be really disturbing episodes because these people used to cry so much because of how it affected and the comments that were there.
Yeah, yeah, no, social media can be a really unsafe place as well for people,
Yeah.
because some people do not have any filter, right? Like and some people, of course, are fake. They
Mm.
they create fake accounts and they troll other people. And it's not just celebrities. I mean, of course, they have it much worse than us common people do. But I think, even us, I'm sure that, like, personally, if I have to say, like, I am not active on social media at all, right?
Mm.
I post like once in a while and all that stuff, but even me, even I have had people like come into my DMs and talk shit about me. And, like, not shit per se, but yes, I found it shit because they were like trying to call me out on my body or my face or whatever it was. And I'm sure many people have faced that. Like, I'm talking about common people, many people. So, and the repercussions of that is also very toxic, because we just go into a state of, we start feeling insecure about ourselves because of some fake people out there, because of people we do not even know out there who are talking shit about
Mm.
us.
Yeah. I understand that what's there on social media is not real, supposedly,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes it's difficult to understand that. Earlier, when we were much younger, I felt like whenever you see something, it always felt like somebody else was having a better time. They are going to better places, but
Yeah.
that is just one part of it, right? That is a very small part of it. And I started realizing that when people started opening up about their real experiences, when these
Yeah.
people, all of the celebrities or influencers in general, start opening up about how they wanted people to understand that what they were doing was a part of a bigger job, and it was not necessarily as perfect as fun as it looks in the picture. And of
Yeah.
course it is a nice way to showcase everything that you've done, and I think it's beautiful. You should put out things that are great, that made you happy, everything that you saw.
Yeah.
But users in general should keep in mind and should not feel less because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it is inevitable.
Hmm.
The part where you like compare yourself with people
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. It requires a lot of self work in that case, because
Yeah.
uh, you don't know what went behind that photograph, and you don't know what
Yeah.
went behind that reel, and what exactly they how their day was, because that is like a 30-second reel of probably like 2 days of their trip. And there's a lot of things that happen if we just think about ourselves also. I have posted so many times uh, when I was not having a good day, and I've posted a nice photograph. Who knows what's going on in my life? Like,
Yeah.
it's just a photo from like a happier time.
Yeah. It's social media is very complicated just in general, I think. There are just so many people out there who can possibly consume your content. You don't know who is looking at your content right now, right? And you can get so much hate, but you can also get so much love on social media. And I think it is very heartwarming to see people who are very kind on social media. It's very nice to see that, because I'm sure that we are going to talk about trolling and everything much in much depth later on in this episode. But I absolutely love people who spread some joy, spread some love on social media. Like they comment on other people's posts, like they comment
Hmm.
good things, and just even post good things on social media, trying to just spread some positivity out there. And I think
Hmm.
I follow many such people, and I love consuming their content each and every day, because I think these are the people who are being real and authentic. I mean, of course, I'm generalizing. Of course, we don't know if they are actually being real or authentic, but I love what I see,
Hmm.
and I love that
Hmm.
I think they make social media a better place.
Hmm. सोशल मीडिया पे जो दिखता है वो बिकता है.
Mm. I think we all started on Facebook.
Yeah,
That
we
is
did.
where we
Hmm.
all began, right?
Hmm.
My relationship with Facebook is very, very traumatic.
Traumatic.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. So, see, I was this messed up teenager. I was very, very messed up. And I was also like one of those teenagers who would write like hello ko caps में, like H in caps and then E in basically small case, L in caps, and you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I was like one of those people, and I would post horrible, horrible quotes and poems on Facebook. It's not Facebook's fault. It was just me. And every time now that I go on Facebook, I get reminded of those days, and hence I do not use Facebook now. What about you?
So yeah, I think I started using Facebook in when I was in class sixth, and a friend of mine, she made my account on Facebook, and I think it was all exciting to just put out pictures. And then after all those years, when you were much older, you would look back. I For me, it was always nice because I could feel, oh my god, I lost these photos, but thank God I put them out there on Facebook, and I
Yeah.
can see them now. And all those pictures with my friends when we would hang out, and it was honestly very heartwarming for me. And just texting your friends on Facebook and all of that was really fun. But we soon got over Facebook when Instagram came in, and I started using
Yeah.
Instagram in 2014 when I was in 11th. And I just, it makes me so like so weird how simple and humble Instagram community was back then.
Yeah, yeah.
You would not imagine back then that Instagram would take the kind of turn that it did. I mean, character development for Instagram 100%, like 100 marks. Yeah, because that did not happen for Facebook. It kind of, yeah, it so deteriorated. It went down.
Yeah. I was much more confident on Instagram back then than I am now. Just posting stuff and everything because yeah, it was just something else. Pehle Instagram pe you could easily just post kuch bhi and people would genuinely engage with your content, and it did not really
Yeah,
matter honestly back then if
it did
people were
not.
engaging or not.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was for you. Yeah.
Exactly. अब it is like पूरा likes का game हो गया है, and you have to now make reels, and you have to be consistent, and you have to like make reels every day,
Yeah.
post
Hmm.
stories.
Hmm.
Oh my god, use stickers on your stories. It's
Hmm.
just, oh my god, it has become so commercial now
Yeah.
that sab kuch has become an engagement game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like, of course there are people who do not care about that still.
I mean, yeah, definitely for some people because it's not their priority. Like if
Yeah.
we are trying to grow our Instagram page, then it is something that we look into, it is something that we'll
Yeah.
read about. But if somebody is not, then it would not be a matter of concern.
Yeah.
But looking at other people, you might feel that you need to curate the perfect Instagram. Like back in the day, if you look at your older posts, you would not feel like you had to put like a lot of thought into it. If you like something, you post it
Yeah. Yeah.
and it wouldn't matter. You would feel good looking at it because honestly, I think the number of times we see our own content is something, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody watches all of those little details that we focus on
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. We are our biggest critics. Pehle, there was also this phase. Did you ever use ask.fm?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh my god. I genuinely cringe when I think about the teenage me.
Yes.
And I can only imagine how other people must have felt back then as well about me. But I think everybody was cringy back then.
Hmm.
But ask.fm, I was very popular back then.
I'm sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, I used to get a lot of questions on ask.fm,
Hmm.
anonymous questions, and that was such a big part of my life.
It made you feel like, oh, you're some kind of a celebrity. People care
Yeah.
about your opinion. People care about who you consider a friend, who you like, who you don't like. Because at the ask.fm, they would ask you, are you in a relationship with this person? How's your
Yeah.
relationship with that person? What are your honest views about this person? The confessions thing was so popular.
Yeah.
Like, you have to confess about this and that, and it was interesting. People would leave like mean stuff also, just
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
comments also about you. Yeah, I think now we have such a nice thing that we supporting each other and cheering for each other. It's accepted, and this is what is the right thing to do. But back then it wasn't. Like when I was in school, it was like, okay,
Hmm.
other people, other women, and just anybody in general, your competition. But now we
Yeah.
understand how everybody's struggling the same way you're struggling, how everybody
Yeah.
needs support. So I think that I like that cultural shift, and I hope it stays and it only
Hmm.
elevates.
Yeah. I think I owe Instagram a lot. Like,
Hmm.
the platform Instagram has given me so many opportunities as well, and I'm just so glad of that, because I was able to like put out my writings back then. Like, no matter how horrible I was back then, I was still, able to like put out my words. I was able to write stuff and like post stuff on Instagram for people to read. And there were genuinely people who were like reading my stuff, who um complimented me or supported me during that time, and that really made me confident. And the person that I am right now, I think I would not be this person if Instagram was not there, because of the words that I'd put out and because of the people who supported me. I think I was able to create a platform, create a safe space, and I've gotten so many opportunities as well from
Hmm.
Instagram. I got to meet so many people who have helped me in this journey,
Hmm.
right? I like it all began when I participated in this one Instagram contest,
Hmm.
where I had to write like three poems for this new publishing house, and it all began there. And
Hmm.
if Instagram did not exist back then, I'm sure I would not have found out about this opportunity, and probably I would not be here,
Hmm.
maybe still working as a writer.
Hmm.
So it's crazy how social media can truly, truly change your life. And I'm sure it's such a small example that I'm giving of
Hmm.
myself. There are like such big examples out there,
Hmm.
right? People are genuinely like making a living off of Instagram or
And
social
YouTube.
media.
Hmm.
YouTube, of course, YouTube. How can we forget YouTube?
Hmm.
But people are genuinely making a living out of them, and it is so crazy to even think about it, because I'm sure people from our parents' generation, they didn't imagine our world to become so digital, so social, and our lives to just genuinely depend on social media.
Yeah. Apart from this, I also feel that you might be in touch with somebody on social media and you're talking. I'm just talking about like personal relationships and stuff. And you're
Mm.
talking and you think, wow, like they're complimenting on all of my photos. And you might look at someone and you see that, oh, they're complimenting on all of their pictures. They must be so close and they must be so nice. And those people, they don't even talk about how they're like most of their life, like they don't know each other. And if they were to spend time in real life, they probably would not be together and would not like each other as much. So it can be really twisted. And I have noticed that, right? And I have noticed that and I've felt that. That's why I'm saying it. And
Yeah.
for a lot of my friends and even like family, they would put up pictures with people who they're not close with, but they have to post because certain obligations like birthday or a wedding or
Hmm.
a specific occasion, so they have to portray themselves and their relationship in a certain way.
Yeah.
So it happens a lot. And for me also, like I remember i I did not make reels earlier, but then I started making reels and I felt like I need to put up so much thought into it, like it should be
Yeah.
perfect and all of that, and it is so consuming. It is just so
Yeah.
consuming just to think that people actually do this for a living, and it takes so much. Like people used to laugh, oh, bloggers, content creators, influencers. No, that is such a
Yeah.
real job. It's a full-time fucking job.
Yeah, like there are so many people, I'm sure, who make fun of content creators or influencers because their job might just seem very easy, right? That what are they doing? They are just standing in front of a camera and recording videos. But to constantly put yourself out there every single day
Yeah.
for people to like you or hate you, judge you, criticize you, it takes so much effort and courage. And I genuinely hats off, just hats off to such people who do that, because yeah,
Hmm.
it's very tough, honestly, to create content every single day. I mean, look at us, okay? We are
Hmm.
trying to build our Instagram page on for Here
Hmm.
Goes Everything, and even though we are on such a small level right now, we have not even started, and we still worry about it, and still it feels so tough on some days that that we have to post every day. And I know that we are not there yet, but yeah, the thought itself is very exhausting on some days, that you have to just
Hmm.
make reels every day and post every day for people to
Hmm.
actually like you or like
Hmm.
your
Hmm. Hmm.
content.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know where to draw a line between actually like and trying to understand whether this is what you really want or this is what you want because you can put it on Instagram. It
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
difficult for some people to understand that, and um, it can be
That's
tricky.
very true. It can be very tricky. I mean, look at me. I have tried to work on my like art page. As I mentioned in the mental health episode as well. I post for a couple of weeks and then it gets so exhausting. I cannot even begin to tell how exhausting it gets after a point because first
Mm.
very less people engage with your content, and I'm not saying this because I want likes or something, but generally it has become an engagement game now, right? If you do not engage with somebody's content, their content might not get shown, it might not be pushed
Hmm.
to the top.
It is sad that you have to think like so much pressure. Like even if you are putting out good content, at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's about how people react to it. And
Yeah,
you know how in business they say like customer is king. Here,
yeah,
the audience and just the people who are consuming, they are the
yeah,
winners. And if it's not getting pushed, it's not getting pushed. But yeah, it's sad that if you are starting out now and if you do want your content to be of some value on social media, and if you want to like make it a channel that you can also uh, make it as a career, basically as a
yeah,
side hustle, even as something that you can monetize, it is just as tough as working on a
yeah,
job, starting a business. It's just that. But I feel like people who do not take social media that seriously, it's like obviously सबकी लाइफ में और भी बहुत
yeah.
दिक्कतें होती है सोशल मीडिया के
Hmm.
अलावा, ये तो बहुत ही फर्स्ट
Hmm.
वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लम हो गई एक तरह से. बट स्टिल लाइक सोशल मीडिया
Yeah.
की टेंशन ना होना तुम्हारा चेहरा ही अलग ग्लो करेगा, आधी टेंशन
I
तो वही
know.
उतर जाएगी.
I know, right? And but then I also feel that people cannot be like authentic because of this likes ka game
Mhm.
and engagement ka game, right? Like all the artists out there, they might just be posting content because they think ki, what will the other person like, you know? They do not think ki, okay, what do I like? What do
Hmm.
I want to put out? What
Hmm.
kind of art do I want to make? People
Hmm.
nowadays are more and more making art or creating content just because they want to please other people, and I think this is making, and I think this is why we have very less authenticity
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
creators out there who are
Hmm.
making content just because they love
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
And it's sad, actually. It's not their
Hmm.
fault.
Yeah, and I feel like I used to hear all these people talk about how difficult it is for them to deal with the hate and the trolling that they get on Instagram, right? And I have not experienced that on a level that I've heard these people talk
Yeah,
about online, right? But and I used to think कि ठीक है, like unknown people talking shit about you, just block them. Like how does it even matter?
yeah,
Because they're not real, right? ऐसे कोई सामने आके तो नहीं बोल रहा. So once there was this person who just commented on my stories that why have you posted like these stories with like a similar pose, four stories with a
okay.
similar pose and a similar look. And I felt like, how dare you say that to me, you stupid. And I feel like ये तो कुछ भी बात नहीं थी. Now when I
Yeah,
think about it, I'm like, this is such a small thing. And they probably said it in a joking way, and I didn't
yeah,
say anything to them. But I would
yeah,
have laughed. I didn't reply actually. But I felt like कि मैं सिर्फ इतनी सी चीज का दिल पे इतना ले
yeah,
रही हूँ. एंड सोशल मीडिया
yeah,
पे जिन लोगों को गालियाँ पड़ रही है, जिनकी फैमिलीज के बारे में पीपल आर टॉकिंग अबाउट शिट, पीपल आर
yeah,
टॉकिंग अबाउट देयर रिलेशनशिप, देयर बॉडीज, देयर फेस, एवरीथिंग, देयर एग्जिस्टेंस, their
yeah,
existence, and this is nothing, this is absolutely nothing, this is something to laugh about. And
yeah,
I was just thinking that it's always easier said than done. It does take a toll on you, even the little
yeah.
things.
It's very tough. Yeah, I can't imagine. Because I know that people say, all the creators say that, oh, I don't care about that right now. I don't care about all the hate that I get now. But I'm sure kahi na kahi to you feel
Of course.
just a little bit upset. Yeah, because people can be very mean. just very, very mean, especially on social media, because they know that कोई उनको देख नहीं रहा, nobody knows the real them, so
Mm.
they can be as mean as they want to
Mm.
be, and it can be really harsh.
I remember once you you DM'd a creator that you
Yeah,
empathize with them and all of the
yeah, I
hate
don't
that
know
they.
who.
Sejal.
अच्छा हाँ, सेजल कुमार, I messaged her because हाँ, she released a song and
Yeah.
people were so mean to her. I mean, I did not see one good comment on her post.
Mm.
Everybody was like, you should not sing, you should not sing, you should not sing. And I was like, bro, मैं DM कर देती हूँ, bro. I don't know if you'll read it or not. If you do read it, I hope it helps. And I like DM'd her saying कि that I saw the comments and I'm
Yeah.
like, I hope you're doing okay. And
Mm.
then she replied,
Mm.
saying ki, yeah, thank you so much, it means a lot.
Also, I feel like earlier na, I used to feel like for fun, I never like commented on celebrity pictures or just famous pictures or posts. Now na, I really enjoy commenting on photos. Like if Katrina
Yeah.
Kaif or just Aditya Roy Kapoor or just any celebrity, any post that I like, I would like that. I would say, "Oh, Mar Dala," or like, "Oh my God, I love it." I feel so funny. Like earlier, I used to
Yeah.
really cringe out and who are these people commenting on celebrity photos? They're not gonna see. But now I really
Yeah.
like it. And I really like it when I post a comment on a celebrity picture and my friends reply to that. Like a lot of people do
Yeah.
that and they would like your comment. And I
Yeah.
think it's really funny. Like social media can be really interesting and funny. And I think like um you laugh so much thanks to all
Yeah.
the comedians and the funny people out
Memes
there.
and
So
everything.
yeah, it's so nice. I really like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I love the part where I just
Mm.
scroll mindlessly on
Mm.
Instagram and come across funny
Mm.
reels, and I send them to you and a couple of other
Mm.
people, and
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. I love this part.
Yeah. Also, I was listening to this podcast, right? Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. And she said that earlier she did not pay attention to her Instagram as much. And one day she found herself using Instagram for hours and hours, just making sure that every post was perfect and making sure that. That the pictures had the perfect caption, they were edited
Hmm.
perfectly, and they were in sync, and then it hit her, why? For
Yeah.
who is she doing this for? What is going on here? Like, and I felt like that all of us, we found ourselves in a situation like that where we feel like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Why? What are we stressing about? Really, the Instagram like layout? I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. But okay, I also want to like talk about how Instagram is, or any social media platform, especially Instagram actually, is a great place for us to learn something or become aware, because I think so topics like mental health, feminism, body image, or any such topics have gotten so much attention now because of social media, because there is a platform where people can actually talk about these things more openly and people can discuss about it. I think I have become more educated and aware of such things, of mental health or of all other important topics or issues now because of social media,
Hmm.
right? All my major education on such things have come from social media, and
Hmm.
it is so great, right? It is
Hmm.
so good because there are so many people out there talking about such things, and
Hmm.
you get to see them every day
Yeah.
just sharing amazing content that educates other people, and that makes me feel so good about myself, and that makes me also learn something every day.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's just important to also follow the right sources,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
As long as you're following the right sources, you're good to go.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
social media, Instagram especially, is a part of our lives. Okay, we cannot change that, and it's
Yeah.
good. It's our online personality. We can curate it, build it the way we want to, as long
Yeah.
as, like, I think, yeah, some at some point in time you do have to draw a line. For me, I take social media breaks very regularly. Like,
Hmm.
I would just deactivate and would not use it for a really long time, and it would
Yeah.
refresh me. These days,
Yeah.
I've not been able to take a social media break because I feel like when I work on my relationship with it, right, it
Hmm.
kind of, I feel like, okay, I don't need to have an extreme break where I log out or
Yeah.
deactivate the app itself. Um, I think I've become very mindful of for how long am I using it, for what
Yeah.
purpose am I using it, and yeah, I think that makes the usage better.
Yeah, and that is very important. Same. I have unfollowed a couple of people over the last few weeks because I very regularly I do this actually, that I unfollow people and follow new people who I find really interesting and people who are really positive. And yeah, because there are many people out there who make you really feel bad about yourself, and
Hmm.
of course it is not their fault per se, but if it is making you feel bad about yourself, it's on you to not follow that content.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I regularly keep doing that. I keep unfollowing or following new people.
Yeah, and I also read this post, um, right? So there's this person at work, and I read her post. I wouldn't name her, but she talked about, in a caption, she wrote about that whenever I post a happy picture of myself or a happy moment, I hope you don't feel that your life is not good enough and that I'm perfect, because I'm not. These are just a few good days that I had from the horrible
Hmm.
days that I've been feeling, and I hope that you see it and not feel less about yourself, because I
Yeah.
am just here because I had a good day, and I'm just here because I had a nice thing that I think that I can put out there. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
don't know the days that when I'm crying and when I'm sad. So when I am here and I'm happy and I am showing you that I'm happy, I'm just not trying to make you feel like you are less. I'm
Yeah.
just celebrating it within me, and I'm celebrating it. So,
Yeah.
and I think that was so beautiful.
Yeah, that is a reminder that we all need every day.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I look at, sometimes when you do feel it, you can't help it. When you look at other people's posts and you're like, oh God, everything is so perfect with them. What's wrong with me? And all of that. And when then I am about to post something that is really fun, now I start thinking, ki, okay, now any other person might feel the same for me. And I
Yeah.
don't want anybody to look at my picture or, you know, feel that way. So I think that
Yeah.
that was a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, on this very, very inspiring and beautiful note, I think we can end today's episode.
Yeah, I think this is such a broad topic, and as of now, we've discussed what is, like, really in right now, like culturally,
Hmm.
what a lot of people feel, right? And the kind of discussions that we've had with other people. And because it's a broad topic, I'm sure we'll cover other parts of it, about how
Yeah,
it leads to and it links to our mental health, our body, how we perceive what life should look like, right?
yeah,
So, yeah, there are a lot of other things that are attached to it that we can work towards in other episodes and talk about in other episodes. But I
yeah,
think for now, this was the top of our list.
yeah, definitely. All right, then we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye bye.